Well, we lost, obviously, because they're in there cheering and they're happy. I don't care how we lost. The circumstances surrounding it, it's extremely disappointing. We like to think of ourselves as a big club. We like to think of ourselves as a team that can compete in Champions League, in MLS play, in Open Cup, in every single game that we play. We like to think that we can, be better than our opponent. And, it didn't happen this time. And I am personally extremely disappointed. And I know that there's a lot of guys in there that are disappointed as well.
Matt.
You talked a lot about guarding against complacency as a champion. I guess as maybe a little bit of a silver lining. Do you think it'll be easier to keep your guys focused up whenever you've got a team celebrating in your building right now?
I don't know, Matt. That's an interesting question. I don't think that group of guys in there was afraid of distractions or playing in Champions League and playing in league matches. I don't think that team was afraid of that. We'll never know now how that might have ended up, but it certainly should provide some motivation. I thought we had gotten rid of the slow start narrative. Obviously, we got to work on that a little bit more. I got to give them the tools to be successful, the confidence to play. But it's an interesting question. I'll think more on it later.
What do you think happened in the second half there? What can you guys have done differently to kind of close out the game? The lack of focus, the lack of sharpness?
I just think we stopped playing. Like in sports, you got to make plays, offensively and defensively. And you hedge your bets defensively by keeping possession of the ball. You play better defensively when your forwards are scoring. It's a team game. The whole group just seemed like they, stopped playing the way I know they can play. And so, that was part of it. And then, you give up 2 set-piece goals. The second one was I know it was a knockdown or deflection or whatever, but that's something that's gonna be corrected.
Nico.
It seemed like Raul Ruiz was having to track back a lot to get involved into the game. What was that attributed to?
Well, it wasn't by design. Sometimes forwards, when they're not touching the ball a lot, they drop back. We do want Raul to play in between the lines, in between the center backs and the midfielders. They played 4-4-2. We wanted Raul to be there. It's actually a dangerous weapon if you have Jordan or a guy, JJ on the other side is not really a guy that works in behind. But if Raul drops off, center backs go tight. There's spaces that open up. I would think that Raul, is probably a little frustrated tonight. Didn't see a lot of the ball. I would also say that sometimes he drops deep to help defend, which is one of his qualities. So we'll watch the tape and help him have more touches.
Jackson.
Coach, over these first couple of games, what are your impressions of Joao Paulo, and what do you think he could possibly give you on Sunday, coming off 90 minutes tonight?
Well, I hope more of the same, because he's been pretty good the last 2 games. And it's not just the goals. Well-taken goals in both games, but also, he's a thinker. And, he's smart. He can help establish tempo, stuff like that. So we'll have him a good regen and see what we can do Saturday to get him ready for Sunday.